A trip to the supermarket rarely ends without a trolley full of plastic these days, but Countdown has today kicked off a trial to keep more of its produce plastic-free. Over a tonne of plastic is estimated to be cut over the coming months, but whether cutting the packaging will end up creating more food waste remains to be seen. Our cameraman Nick Monro and reporter Nita Blake-Persen headed along to take a look.
Fruit and vegetables as nature intended, for the most part anyway.
When you come in the door, the whole entire fruit and veggie section in front of you is plastic-free. So we've taken out 68 different products and repackaged them into either loose or into paper or cardboard. In the 3 stores that we're doing for 10 weeks, we've taken out 1,000 kilograms of plastic for 10 weeks. So it's quite a big change.
Countdown today kicked off a 10-week trial to cut plastic from its produce department. Its General Manager, Corporate Affairs, Safety and Sustainability, Kerry Hannafin, says it hasn't been as simple as just removing plastic from the shelves.
We didn't want plastic in the supply chain at all, so it's come in crates, obviously, into either our pack house or suppliers' pack houses. And then it's been, usually packing is automated, but we've had to do it by hand because it's gone into different packaging. So it's a massive process change in our supply chain, but also in the stores, the team have to work differently with the produce. So, yeah, it's taken, and we've had to design new packaging. So it's taken many months to get it right to make sure that we don't, create food waste or lose food along the way.
The test may or may not be worth it. While Countdown wants to do right by reducing plastic waste, it can't be at the expense of food waste, with foods like cucumbers rotting much faster without their plastic sleeves.
We don't know how it's going to last. It does tend to, last a lot longer, like weeks in plastic. We think it might get a few days out of it here, so we're worried about that. Tomatoes and mushrooms, we don't know how that's going to work in terms of they'll be loose in cartons and how will that work in the trolley and online, but we're going to give it a go. We're doing something that's cool and good and right, but I don't want to create something that's going to be harmful at the same time. That would be just a disaster. And food waste, food in the landfill, it rots, it creates methane, and methane's incredibly damaging to the climate. So that's what we're mostly worried about, is too much waste.
But among the loose apples and cardboard punnet tomatoes, loose leaves, soft berries and herbs remain stubbornly stuck in plastic.
So we've got plastic with a plastic fork fruit. Is that something that kind of meets the test for naked packaging?
So we did our best. There's a few, things that are lagging behind, but we kind of, we needed to keep a few things in just, I guess, because of the high demand. We sell so much of them, it's very convenient for lunch.
In addition to the now bagless grapes and the plastic-free lettuces, one of the biggest differences you'll notice about this store is that there are no longer the lightweight plastic bags that used to come on the big rolls and you'd rip them off and put your produce into them. Today, customers are being offered these lightweight bags, reusable, 3 for $3, but perhaps somewhat ironically, they themselves are made out of plastic.
And while it's a small step in the scheme of plastic-free products, customers say it's a move in the right direction.
I think that where it's possible to get rid of plastic, I think all industry should be trying to do so, and it wouldn't be my choice then to buy that or not buy that. I do need prawns though, and they do have to be in plastic.
If anything, it's better. I would be encouraging people to be using paper, definitely.
Is it a hassle?
Not at all. It's a mindset and it's a habit. You've got to form that habit, and once you form the habit, it's easy.
So I still think there's too much plastic in the supermarkets, for sure.
I would have liked to have had some of those little brown bags as a step to buying these, because otherwise you're a bit confused to begin with, I think. It's all gradual steps, isn't it? Like, for example, I've changed to using soap rather than body wash in a plastic container. So yeah, little steps we all have to make.
But the change from plastic doesn't come cheap. It's cost Countdown around $500,000 just for its Ponsonby, Orewa and Manukau stores. To roll that out across all 182 supermarkets will certainly add up, but it will ultimately come down to what customers want.
I've been really upfront about the fact that there is some plastic remaining in our store, but most of it's gone, and where it remains, we've tried to tell our customers about the why, and if the feedback's really strong about it, then we'll look at it again. There's so much more to do.
For Checkpoint, Nita Blake-Persen.